Mr. Bones is very strong. Mr. Bones is never wrong. Mr. Bones, he has no nose. Mr. Bones, he has no clothes. Mr. Bones, he has no nose. Mr. Bones, he has no clothes. Mr. Bones, he has no hair. Mr. Bones, he doesn't care. Mr. Bones is made of bones. That is why he's Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones is made of bones. That is why he's Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones is very strong. Mr. Bones is never wrong. Mr. Bones, he has no nose. Mr. Bones, he has no clothes. Mr. Bones, he has no hair. Mr. Bones, he doesn't care. Mr. Bones is made of bones. That is why he's Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones is very strong. Mr. Bones is never wrong.
Got the flags on the tall, we are already packed. The family's decked out in garnet and black. Got the meat on the menu, I smoke it real slow. Been on it since Thursday, now it's ready to go. These are the days we are blessed with, just a few times a year. So forever to thee, Carolina is here. From the swamps in the PD to up where the mountains yawn, celebrating these game days because they don't last that long. Yeah, soon they'll be gone. The gathering started, a drinking a meal. The sons and the daddies are tossing the pill. These are the days we are blessed with, just a few times a year. So forever to thee, Carolina is here. From the swamps in the PD up where them mountains yawn, celebrating these game days because they don't last that long. Yeah, soon they'll be gone. It's Mad Dog and JC, you already know. So come on, let's go. It's the Carolina Football Tailgate Show. Tailgate Show.
Welcome in, everybody. It is Inside the Gamecocks, the tailgate show.
Ooh.
I don't. Do we really brand it that way? I don't know. I kind of like. the
No,
way
it's just the
things-
tailgate.
It's just the
It's-
tailgate show.
It's
Yes.
one of those things that it's under the ITG brand.
It is, and I like the way we do it because it's got a real Spaceball feel with it. Like when you initially
Spaceballs.
set it up, the show. It's Inside the Gamecocks, the show.
You know where I got that idea to call it the show? The Cure. My morose 1990s grunge. It's not
Yes.
grunge. The Cure's not grunge, but
It's
sad music. I'm not sad anymore.
Like,
The Cure.
yeah,
Now I still
primo.
get into it sometimes, as Phil can attest to. I've had a few Miller Lights, and I get
Oh, yeah, there's
sentimental.
always room for that.
Like, hey, that's Friday's pictures of you, man. It's a great freaking tune. Miss you guys. Oh, I've been looking so long. My pictures of you. Anyway, so they have an album called Show that I had in high school that it's a live album. And so I guess the Cure show, because look, you can Inside the Gamecocks is just kind of a generic thing, but we had the podcast, that was till Phil came along. That was interesting. But yeah, it's a show. So the show, and then we got the morning show, and then we have the preview show now, and you have the tailgate show. We usually typically just call it the tailgate show, but it is an ITG branded experience, and we certainly appreciate everybody joining us. This is one of my favorite shows to do because it's light.
Right.
Everybody's excited and in a good mood. You know, there's very few trolls around. So, and what we like to do here on Inside the Game, stop calling it Inside on the tailgate show, JC.
Tailgate show, I really got to do
Now I'm going to start using that because that's a mouthful. Inside.
Yeah, that's what I noticed when I first opened things up. I was like, man, that's a whole lot of words to say.
I mean, that's double-digit syllables, dude.
Yeah,
hopefully Carolina doesn't give up double-digit sacks tonight. So that's that's good. But
nice.
yeah. So what we like to do here on the tailgate show is get in the chat box. It's open. It's not just for Nana's Porch chat box members, for Club Chief members, which you can join for $4.99 a month if you'd like, right here on our YouTube channel, Chief Sports South Carolina. Name and hometown. Where are you in the world today watching the South Carolina Gamecocks play the LSU Tigers tonight, enjoying this glorious day of Southeastern Conference football, man? I mean, it's the schedule this week is crazy. And what's nuts about it is, you know, we hype things in the sport incessantly. We hyped week one a whole lot, and it was a fantastic week one with a lot of great matchups. In the SEC, though, it has not been anything like. I mean, I know that week a couple of weeks ago, Georgia and Bama and all that was good, but this is, and I think the games get more interesting as the season goes forward, Phil, and we can expect that, you know, moving forward, because it's a bloodbath this year.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of parity, and that's good for the Gamecocks because it's not a situation where you look at it and as bad as they played on offense at times and on defense at times, there's always the next thing. And this game is a golden opportunity. This is not, I wrote today, I've said it all week, this is not some game where you look at LSU and go, oh my gosh.
Yeah, right.
How are we gonna even do anything with these guys?
We're not even gonna cross the 50.
And it's that way in the SEC. Missouri's thinking the same thing about Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Now they may be wrong if they don't get their secondary fixed, just like Carolina may be wrong if they don't at least take some steps forward on offense tonight in a tough environment. But you know, everybody's probably thinking that the minute you don't, you know, and you go up against a team like Texas A&M today playing Auburn. I mean, I'm sorry, playing Florida. You know, you look at Florida, all anybody can talk about is Billy Napier being fired. They have 10 players that are out. and sure enough, Gator fans, I mean, and this actually makes me feel good because I'm so myopically focused on the Gamecocks I'm in the cock box, man.
That's right.
Cock box.
Yep.
Although I absolutely loved sitting back last week, relaxing with the wife and just watching football. I think I got a lot out of it. But you know, in the cock box, you know, you kind of deal with the Gamecock fans exclusively, and I love that. I love all of you. I think consider many of you members of my extended family.
Yeah,
you know,
no doubt.
If you're a troll, you're banished from the extended family. But anyway, so I look at it and I'm like, you know, I look, and the first thing when that on X, when somebody tweets it out, 10 players out for Florida, strength and conditioning sucks. Next thing, Sunbelt level.
Yeah, right.
I got to give Keith Alsep some credit here because he
Sunbelt Billy, is that him?
He created Sunbelt Billy, and it's gone viral. Everybody's Florida fans are calling him Sunbelt Billy.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if they're not starting to call him on that on the 4-letter network here.
I think he's more like Forrest Gump without the amazing things that have happened to him. Hello, I'm Billy Napier. The Gators are my team. We are not winning.
What if Forrest Gump's art just stayed in football? Right, that's what you get.
Nah, he's not a dummy. He just sounds like it sometimes. But he's
an
old Georgia boy, old North Georgia boy. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Played at Furman, coached at Clemson. You know, but I mean, you don't graduate from Furman if you're a dummy.
No, you're not an idiot if you get into and graduate.
Hey, you know what? Bear Bryant sounded just like Billy Napier when he talked.
There.
You ever listen to him? He won
right.
a lot of games. So anyway, that's so Texas A&M's probably sitting there going, we'll beat these guys. Yeah, we're the mighty Aggies. We came alive. We've beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame when Notre Dame wasn't playing defense. That was optional then. And that's just when you get in trouble. Because Florida could go in there with the players they have left. Lagway could go off. What if the A&M defense's success the last 2 weeks were much more of a function of Mississippi State not being that good and Auburn screwing it up? They really do have issues on defense. And Florida runs the ball all over them with Jaden Ball, and Lagway makes that Dallas Wilson kid is, I don't know if he's out. I didn't actually look at the list. That could be dangerous for them. Texas and Oklahoma, although Oklahoma's off to a great start, it feels like a survivor type of game, and an issues type of game. We don't see any of Oklahoma's issues because Oklahoma has had 2 low-scoring big wins, but they've also played Temple and Kent State. My wife's alma mater, the Illinois State Redbirds. Go Birds! And I don't know that on offense they're totally fixed. I think their defense is good, but it was really good last year. And that's the opponent next week. We'll certainly dive into the Sooners all week long, win or lose, like we always do. Scheduling note, don't forget there's no Rooster Rant tomorrow night. Probably going to try to push till Monday. Yeah. Matt Anderson's going to Disney World. He loves Disney. I'm on a Disney sabbatical. I love it too.
I know you do. I'm right there with you because we love Disney too.
It's not political. It's not anything like that. It's because I don't care. As far as my entertainment goes, these are actors. I don't care what they do off the screen, and I think that works both ways because if I don't care if your opinions about politics differ from mine, I'll still enjoy your movies, Robert De Niro. I really don't care what you have to say about it in general. So whatever you're talking, I don't care. I just go
probably tune it out.
Dance, clown, dance.
Yeah, that's right.
Make me a balloon clown. That's kind of the thing there. But it's not anything to do with that. I took my mom and my wife and my mom and my stepdad they adopted my brother's daughter, Bodie, and little Bodie was outstanding. And it's so great to take a kid there and they just see it and their eyes light up. But after I got out of that trip, I was like, they don't really have enough new stuff that I hadn't seen. I saw all the new stuff except the Tron ride. And I was like, I just want to go some other places, The wife wants to go to someplace in the Caribbean, things like that. And so we're on a hiatus. So when the step boys maybe give us some grandkids, that's when we'll make our triumphant return. And I think it'll be a little more exciting for me then. But Matt's going to Disney, so that's what he's up to. And so Jamie's filling in on late night this week with Alex. And then Alex is in Baton Rouge, so he's got to get back. So no Rooster Rant, but we will have an SEC Sunday night with Rob and Craig. So all that out of the way, Phil. Let's get to the Nana Sports chat box. Where in the world are you tuning in today from? Where are you going to be watching the game? Harrison with a beast of a first post. Get down the fiddle and get down the bow. That's Louisiana Saturday night. Hey, I'll say this too. Your wife sent the group text with a friend Skipper and us, that we talk about, we reference all the time. Sent that song 2 weeks ago. And I've gotten a lot of use out of it.
That's right.
On Instagram. Cynical chimes in. Being Beatty in the house. Morning. Harrison points out, first time Gamecocks have played of Tiger Stadium at full capacity since 2012. That's true. Russell is in. Good morning. Morgan says, game day, let's go. Pimp on a blimp. Pimp's blimp is like, how much suck will Shula suck today?
Poor Pimp is like the
I don't know, man. Like I said, I've kind of, I don't even blame Mike Shula. I mean, I don't, I think that, I don't, it's weird because there's like, I just have hope for him that he'll evolve. How about that? Morgan's in from the Gamecock city of Sumter, South Carolina. Michael said, happy game day. Go get GEUX Cox. Harrison says, this is the first game since 19 Georgia where the Gamecocks are playing a road game off a bye week. Well, that one turned out pretty well. Yeah, I remember that one because I moved up here during the bye week. And then the next week, I walked my ass to the Buffalo Wild Wings. It was about a brisk 10-minute walk. and was waiting on Nat. I think she was somewhere with the boys that morning, and they drove up and met me at the Buffalo Wild Wings, and watched the second half of that game, and it was filling up with Notre Dame people because they were playing at 3:30, and I was making some noise. And I don't think the Yankees in there liked it too much.
Really appreciated, or maybe they didn't understand.
Our main man Kevin says payback rent is due LSU.
Mm.
Harrison says just like heaven's a good song. It is. Russell says I'm emo. Emo was the word I was looking for earlier. Ed said Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, Ed.
From the soaking wet low country. Yeah, it's I heard there was some rain down there. Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen.
Sprachen say hi. I haven't looked this up.
Maybe this bodes well for number 17 today, who I'm expecting to have another good game.
Yes,
I think we're going to need to have a good game today.
I couldn't find any evidence like on the stats that he was with Alabama last year in Baton Rouge. Because I don't know if he traveled or not.
Yeah.
But they won 42-13. So if he was on the roster, I'm sure he got in. Just didn't notch any stats, but that's so he's been down there.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama Mike Shula's been down there. Alabama historically, Mike Shula one year took his team down there and played LSU. Gosh, Les Miles, I think.
Is that Les Miles? Yeah,
and just beat the dog pee out. I mean, that Alabama is the one team in the country. Florida under Spurrier, sometimes what's crazy about Florida under Spurrier is they didn't really have to play at night a whole lot down there.
Oh, yeah.
And LSU wasn't very good either, but CBS would always put that game on at 3:30. And so they go down there and win 58-3. Place would empty out. Michael says it's going to be a different referee crew this year. I can't imagine the ignorance of the SEC if they do send
no way
that crew. That said, none of the rest of them are much better.
That's true.
I mean,
yeah, they're calling
not
stupid stuff, and yeah.
You want to talk about refereeing's been bad in football this year. I don't understand it. But maybe it's because technology is exposing some of the flaws. But I don't know. Matt says happy game day. Derek says, are y'all in Baton Rouge? No, I'm just drowning in average. It's just,
that's what you did.
I was just being funny.
That's right.
I wish, but stepson's got football and that limits my travel. I was supposed to go in 2020. Had planned to do it, ride a party bus up from New Orleans and all that, but that was pre-pandemic. And then you just couldn't go.
Yeah.
Morgan says if we lose, Phil should give everyone $20. Everyone?
Everyone. All right. Yeah.
Rooster's in the house. Good morning, gentlemen. Mr. Boogie, got to be able to run the ball today in order to win. Yes, and that's true. And do it by any means necessary.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
with the running backs.
To the running back.
I think the running backs getting too many. Running backs collectively are getting too many carries as it is. I think it's running it with Sellers. I think maybe some end arounds. Jared Brown, where's he been? Nick Harbor, some things like that, just to scratch out those running yards.
Yeah.
LSU has given up yards in the pass game, but they also will pick you off in a heartbeat if you make a mistake. So you got to do that. Corey's in the house from a place near and dear to my heart, Duncan, home of the Burns High Rebels, who I think lost last night.
Oh, did they go down? I saw the first half of that.
They were up, and I was listening. I listened to the broadcast on the Chief Sports app, and I was on the way to this. The Suns game actually started at a normal time, like God intended. They started at 7:30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, it was a school called Sandburg. Pat Fitzgerald, the coach at Northwestern, went to Carl Sandburg High School. So, quick story. My whole life. Carl Sandburg House has been in Tryon, Hendersonville.
That's right.
So I guess I didn't research it. Had no idea. I was like Sandburg. I was like, who is Sandburg? It's Carl. I was like, is there another Carl Sandburg? No, there's not. He's actually from here. So dude, it's funny because there's three schools: Carl Sandburg, then there's Andrew, where my wife went. This is in Orland Park, Illinois. They're the T-Bolts. They have a really cool mascot. And then the third school in kind of that like same school district is called Amos Alonzo Stagg High School. Now, Amos Alonzo Stagg obviously is a legendary, famous football coach. They're the worst football team in Illinois.
for being
And I'm
named
like,
after a football
and then
coach,
Sandberg's pretty good. So I'm like, I bet there's not very many good poets and short story writers at Sandberg.
coming out of Sandberg.
Yeah. So it's kind of crazy. Jeff says he hopes Rasul Faison has a big game. I'll tell you this about a team like LSU, depending on how they play Carolina, what Blake Baker dials up, Jeff. Any team that blitzes is susceptible to guys like Faison, provided they've got room to hit the hole.
Yeah.
Because you got a lot of space if you get past the line. Draw. I don't know. I've seen Carolina run very many draw plays, but RPOs and things like that. The key with Faison and all the backs is to take a page out of Matt Fuller. Stop shuffling your feet in the backfield unnecessarily and get down the field. Stop with this. Just go. Just go, man.
Just go.
Like Dumb and Dumber. Just go, man. Just go. Derek said, I was shocked none of y'all picked the Gamecocks to win.
I did.
Phil did. I think Jamie Bradford also did. Maybe he's talking about the Big Spur.
Oh, yeah.
I picked 24-14. I did that on purpose. I hate making score predictions anyway. Y'all ask for them, so I give it to you. And I like to, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I don't really give a flip. I have tried harder on the Fab Five Challenge this year.
Oh, it is on the site.
Because the facts are every football game is based on scenarios. Like, okay, so if like Jeff said, the other guy in the chat box said, Carolina needs to run the ball to win. Yes, that's true. That's the scenario. So if they run the ball, that increases their chances. LSU has to block and run the ball better themselves. LSU's Garrett Nussmeier has to complete passes. Aaron Anderson's out today, their top receiver. Yeah. So Barry Brown and Nick Anderson and their tight end, who kind of scares me, Bauer Sharp, who actually caught 3 passes against Gamecocks for Oklahoma last year. He's a portal pickup. So, yeah, but look, I'm not going to – these picks, man, they kind of drive emotion and stuff. And I just kind of told myself this year, I'm going to pick it not based on what some imaginary – or not imaginary scenario, but projection. It's going to base it on what I've seen, and if Carolina wins this week, but Oklahoma tattoos Texas, I'll tell you right now, ain't going to mean anything next week. That's about the matchups.
Yep.
I'll probably pick Oklahoma. Hell, I may pick if the Gamecocks win tonight, I may pick them to lose until they lose again. I may pick Coastal.
That's right.
In a shocker.
Because
that's how much I don't care about score predictions, but we have to give them. So I just want to let y'all know. I'm actually a little, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel against this team. If the word LSU was not on the front of their jersey and their atmosphere and stadium, and going down there on a Saturday night wasn't such a difficult task, because, like I said, nobody outside of Alabama wins consistently there at night. If it were like Tennessee, Florida, Kentucky, Carolina, I'd probably pick Carolina, or most people would. This is a matchup of very similar teams. Now the only difference when you look at it statistically, Phil, is against Southeast Louisiana. They ran it up. Southeast Louisiana is horrible.
Yeah, right.
And they got a bunch of stats and a bunch of numbers. And then Carolina, of course, statistically against South Carolina State, it was ugly.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it. But those are both 2 wins where they emptied the benches. And I mean, what does that really mean? So it's, and talent wise, this isn't 03 or 07 or 19 or any of those LSU teams. Heck, this isn't even the Jaden Daniels year when he won the Heisman. So, and that includes receiver. They've got good receivers, don't get me wrong, but this is not the same group as last year. So Ed saw an LSU fan at a local high school football game last night. He said the game depends on how Cajun Klubnik. It's watching from Powdersville, going 23-20 Cox. Garrett Nussmeier's play is going to be everything, because if he's on and doing Garrett Nussmeier things like we're accustomed to, he can do some damage to the Gamecocks. Derek said, even if we were outmatched, someone should be a homer on the site. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I like I said, I personally don't care. I mean, I just, I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be anti-homer. I'm confident just like everybody else. So Matt says, I think we're going to need defense or special teams to score today to win. It all depends. And I'm going to say it like this. I understand the offense and the stuff like that. LSU probably maybe feels the same way. We need a defensive score. They did to beat Florida. I mean, but I understand all that. But I'll say this. Again, depending on how LSU plays, Phil, if they dial up a bunch of pressure like Blake Baker loves to do, just like last year, what that does is, okay, so Lenoir's gets out. Instead of him running into 7 freaking people like he's been doing, there's green.
Right.
And that can help. Also on scramble plays, when he gets out of pressure, and if they brought it's science. The more people, you only get 11 on the field.
That's right. It's simple.
The more people you have pursuing in the backfield, and that's for Faison. Somebody mentioned Faison as well. And then I tend to still believe, I don't know if it'll happen or not tonight, I think it will, that a Matt Fuller, Rasul Faison rotation at running back is probably the way to go, because those two are different. Fuller's the hammer that gets in there, gets the tough, softens the defense up, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and if you got a 1-2 punch like that, then you can exploit it, because they'll start keying off on your tendencies, and then you just break those, every once in a while, and don't hand it off to the pound it right down the middle guy on 3rd and 1. Try something different. It's like it's the cat and mouse, right? It's just, I don't know. But that's really the matchup to watch truly this evening to me, is the Mike Shula versus Blake Baker. That match right there, I think, is going to be, it's got me intrigued.
Cam says Sellers' time to throw is 3.23 seconds on average, which is tops in the SEC. Also being sacked 14 times, which is 3rd highest. Not sure what to make of those. A lot of times on some of the sacks, Cam, he's running. Yeah. In other words, like tucking it and running, and that's technically a sack. Heck, Fred Johnson got credited with a sack against Kentucky or maybe it was Missouri, and he just ran the guy out of bounds. He didn't even touch him.
You're right. Yeah.
Sack. So I think that's it. And I think the pass protection has held up to a certain extent. And then some of those times, Lenoir needs to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
That the sack he took at Missouri. I mean, now, again, you can't expect him to be perfect, and every single little mistake he makes is magnified because the offense is clunky. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Rooster says Florida fans call him Gator Bay Billy. And Morgan mentions Sellers extending plays. Steven says, if we beat LSU today, what kind of chances does the season finish at 7-5 or 8-4? I meant beat. And one game at a time. I would not. I'm not making any record. Especially I don't like game score predictions. I really don't like record predictions.
Yeah,
but I think what it does, if you win the game, folks, and if you win this one, right, Phil, I think the trajectory of the season changes, and you have more. You kind of get back in the mix to a certain extent.
Right.
Because everybody thought they'd lose this game at the beginning of the year, but everybody thought they'd beat Vanderbilt. Missouri was kind of a toss-up to most people. So you get the Vandy game back.
And you're kind of trading losses, right? Yeah.
Start working on Oklahoma. If you beat them, you're getting out a huge one to Alabama, and, you can kind of go from there. But that's all it does. I mean, if they don't win, then I think kind of things change a little bit with that 3rd loss and a bunch of tough teams. Then I think you're kind of going, well, maybe, how can they scratch out a winning season and get back to a bowl? Yeah. And I'm not saying, don't try to win, if you don't try to do what you did last year, go 9-3, you never know what could happen. But I think realistically, they need this one to change the trajectory or the outlook. And
yeah, if you said 4-2 was going to be what it looked like, nameless teams aside, just after 6 games, you're like, I could see that. That's probably, 5-1 would have been great, but yeah, if 4-2, you're still kind of on track.
Yeah. Cam says the numbers to say holding on to the ball too long equals more sacks, but those numbers have to be inflated. Yeah, and he's had a clean pocket to throw. And there are some slower developing plays he's actually connected on where he's had plenty of time. Sorry about the dog. Morgan says, if we don't win this, it's more than likely 6-6 or so, sadly. Well, you never know, like I said. But I do think that you kind of start looking at it going, yeah, they need to pick up some unexpected wins to avoid a losing season. Corey said, if we don't throw it on first down to start the game, I'm changing the channel.
Corey, I almost did that against Kentucky when the first kick went out of bounds. Like that might have been the angriest I've been all season.
Michael said the line's back up to 9.5. Yeah, some have just kept it at 9.5. MJ, who just joined Club Chief, yay, welcome.
Yeah, that's
Marcus Charlotte on Lake
that
Riley. Russell's down in Chapin for a softball tournament with the youngest back in the electric city of Anderson, South Carolina this morning. Bink is in Greenwood, but going to Saluda. Watch the game at the Lake House. Beautiful.
Hey, nice.
Phil and I watched the 2023 Tennessee game.
Incidentally, that was another Auburn, Georgia weekend.
It was. How about that? Chris goes, it's a little too early for a Bush latte. Is it too early for a Bush latte? As long as you can be up by about 7:45 tonight.
I mean, it's never
I don't
too
start.
early to start.
I used to be able to start this early for a night game. I cannot anymore. And I'm too old. I'll go to sleep before the game. Unless I, have a big bag of, never mind. I'm just kidding. I've never touched that stuff. Don't get any ideas. D-line needs to show up. He says, Russell, what happened to Russell? Hold on. Love J. Oh my gosh. Okay. Russell, so inclined, say a prayer for my oldest daughter. She broke both bones in her right arm Wednesday, may need surgery next week.
Ooh, yikes.
He says, loves JC's German accent. Yes, thoughts and prayers to you, Russell. You're a great guy.
Yeah, man.
An officer and a gentleman. We love it. Mike says Mo Brown assigned to Perkins, who will be a spy on Sellers. I'm curious to see if they actually do that with Harold.
A spy on a spy?
Spy on a spy. Prayers for Russell. Jacob's in Nashville for birthday. Got to find a place to watch the game done. The Nashville Gamecocks, Jacob, do a good job. They didn't when I lived there. After I left, they ended up, that guy's gone. So got to find a place to watch it tonight. Look up where they're at. Hey, Oscar Attaway Jr., father of Oscar Attaway.
Hey, Pops.
Is in the house. I had a chance to meet him over the summer. Great guy. Hoping for a big game from Oscar tonight. I know I mentioned the other two backs. I meant to throw him in there too. Hopefully he gets it going, especially in the pass game. That's Oscar.
Like his
really
he's
good
got
at
soft
screen
hands.
pass and all that good stuff. Derek was joking about that. I just got a text from Mike Morgan.
Yeah.
He's bragging because he's got a police escort to the Cotton Bowl this morning. Titan says we haven't looked good enough to be favored in any game after the first 5. All the teams we have proven have proven to be horrible. But yeah, that doesn't matter. I mean, who's LSU? LSU could say the same thing. I mean,
very similar storylines for
yeah,
both teams.
I know Florida got up off the mat, but TC Sports split backs out of the gun. Chris says, who's their leading receiver today? Harbor. Yeah, maybe Harbor can get back to it. I think the word is out on Jacobs, maybe a tight end. Who knows? But Dylan says, do they could take advantage of Ventrevious changing his number to 4? That's interesting, right?
Yeah, hold on.
I didn't think about that. Of course, yeah, Michael Smith left the team, so Jacobs took 4. Like, see ya.
Oh, well.
Oh, man. By the way, Derek says, on the days you need off from coffee, how about coffee with Phil? I don't know about Phil getting up at 5 in the morning to do that good stuff. Ooh, Jason Autry's crew, the ref, is at Missouri and Bama today. That's the crew that worked at LSU, blah, 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 blah. Cam said, make Sean Elliott the OC and run the triple option wing T. He doesn't run. No. I mean, how are you going to call pass plays? All your receivers are going to transfer if you run that kind of.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think there's some opportunity in the pass game today. I really, really do. But that's not a terrible idea for a couple of plays. My stepson's team last night used this inverted, like offset power eye thing.
Mm.
They're an inverted wishbone, like a power eye thing. Billy Cotton chimes in.
There's Billy.
27-24.
Nice. Mm.
All right, so we got to get to it. Starting off, everybody's most important thing is food. So, what is on the menu today, folks? Let us know what you're going to be having in the Nana Sports Chat Box X all over the place as the Gamecocks play LSU. Will you have average jambalaya? Maybe something themed? I don't know. Let's go.
What's on the menu? The game is soon. We may do a breakfast casserole if the Cocks kick off at noon. If you are traveling or at the bar or at the stadium eating out your car, we'd like to know, what do you have looming? What's on the menu? What you got cooking?
What's on the menu? Soft sounds of the AI. No, I love a little steel guitar and little soprano saxophone. Did not realize those two things go together until we actually put that song together, JC, which is great. Should be more of that. What am I eating? Around here, what a day it is. It's going to be a veritable smorgasbord here at the Mullinax household because we've got like 7 teenagers coming over for a
birthday.
Yeah, for a birthday gathering. So we've got all that. We're gonna have a charcuterie and then a cheese dip and all kinds of stuff there. And I've got some ground beef that either needs to go into the freezer today or get eaten. And I think I'm just gonna make some burgers. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of food. Come on down.
Dina,
everybody's hungry. Come on over.
Come on over. Go eat something. Get something to eat. Probably grilled wings for me. Maybe a little flatbread pizza later. In the Nana Sports chat box, Quantrell makes a point. Deep South's oldest rivalry is a pretty cool nickname for Auburn, Georgia.
Yeah,
and Virginia and North Carolina, they call it the South's oldest rivalry. Gamecock Joe. Opportunity in the pass game all the time if we move the pocket. True. Luke's checking in from the Outer Banks. Wants to see some I formation with Mo and the neck roll. Yeah, looks good. Billy said if they can't communicate, how about try to run the wishbone? Like making a wish. Cam, I know you're being sarcastic, man. Daddy O is making fried pork chops and greasy, cheesy grits.
Oh, now there you go.
Russell,
make that your way, Daddy.
Russell joins the confidence train. Feel like we're going to see a win tonight. Quantrell's making steak sliders. Ooh, delicious. Nice. What kind of steak, Quantrell? You use at one of these restaurants around here, they have filet mignon sliders. And they charge a premium for this. I think they're using regular old sirloin, though, because I'm getting into that. It ain't tasted. It tastes like a rare sirloin or so, but those people jack up their food prices. I don't order anymore. Cam's making cheesesteak sliders and a bar crawl for the birthday.
Oh, yes. All right.
Billy, chicken wings, beer, and rum. That's it. Derek's making chili. Y'all should check out the 4-meat Chief Sports chili.
Right. Yeah.
That's JC's recipe. Pim on a Blimp. It always brings the heat with the menu. Cooking some smothered cabbage with 3 types of sausage. Ooh, and cornbread. Walter chimes in, playing LSU, Cajun chicken and shrimp Alfredo. Beautiful.
Nice.
Dirty money. This is money. This is actually money, Dirty.
Yeah, right.
Crab and shrimp stuffed baked quail.
Dirty money's good money.
Love it. Love it. All right. So we're gonna have to go for a little speculation here, but this is an important segment today because a lot of people get it confused, twisted, whatever, about going to LSU and this next subject, which is the uniforms.
It's the highlight of our day before our cocks go out to play. What are we gonna wear? What are we gonna wear? Will it be garnet? Will it be black? Will it be both or a throwback? It doesn't matter, but they say you must look good when you go play. So what are we gonna wear today?
All right. What are we going to wear? I'm trying to see here if anybody's got a uniform thread on TBS this morning, but I haven't seen anything. Or am I just missing it?
It's not out. They don't. Okay. And I, you know what, man? I thought the uniform reveal the night before the games and stuff got a little trying and all that, but now the fact that it's some state secret now and they I don't.
It's like the right opposite.
It's like here helmet. I mean, I don't have any complaints at all about the social media team or whatever. None, really. They're really good at their job. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying that because we do this show in the mornings, and I just wish we maybe could know.
Right? Yeah, maybe like somebody could.
Something. But here's the thing about it: LSU is one of.
Yeah, they're a home white team.
Georgia Tech, we're home at white. There may be another one or two.
Yeah, there is. Gosh, there was one that played last week that I watched. There are more than two teams though that do wear home whites. That's like basketball, but I don't know. I don't know what I'd like to see. They've been doing well in black. Just don't wear a white helmet. You can't wear white. Don't wear
white helmet. They wore white helmets the last time they went down there with a full crowd. I'm sorry, I was typing.
No, you're good. Yeah. I just
Harrison says wearing white helmet football is stupid. By the way, it seems that way, but they've been doing it for years. Georgia Tech, like I said, does the same thing.
Oh, the rumored uniform is all black.
Rumored uniform is all black. Okay, good.
Well, okay. I don't mind that.
Nah, it worked against Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Worked against A&M last year, and it contrasts pretty well. What I always thought, and I don't know if coaches do this or not, is try to so let's say LSU had white helmets. They do have a white helmet they use sometimes. Then you go with white helmets because the quarterback will see the white.
Right? Yeah, I know.
I don't know what's ever done that. But yeah, I think black or garnet, some kind of solid color down there would look good. Last time they went down with a full crowd, they had they wore the gray battle grays for that one.
Oh, right.
The Wounded Warrior
Project. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. By the way, to clean this up, Tyler says he's making ribs. Ed says shrimp and oyster po' boys.
Ooh.
Quantrell says Arby's has steak nuggets now, and they're not like the steak nuggets you got at school. They're like chunk. It's
not like the steak fingers.
They're like beef tips, like caramelized beef tips. He says, "I'm convinced it's raccoon." They got the meats, Quantrell.
That's right. They got all the meats.
USC Canopy, let's go Gamecocks. Daddy O says, "What's Shane's record after a bye week?" What? It's something like 8-4. Something.
Yeah.
Or no.
It's better than that. He has a decent record.
Yeah. And the thing is, with the exception of Ole Miss last year, where they were getting players back from injury, Phil, they usually fix things. Like I know they lost the Florida game and obviously did not fix the secondary in that one in 2023. But that offensive line, as bad as it was, played his best game.
It was not the reason they lost.
They played his best game. They moved Vershawn Lee out to tackle. Mm-hmm. Booster Boogie, Kevin, they all confirmed all black. So hey, all right, black. That's looks like
go.
I trust Kevin with all that. Garnet Lovejoy says flight deck for the oldest daughter's 14th birthday. Ed does not like the steak bits from Arby's.
He also he thinks they're raccoon as well.
Yeah. LSU all whites on the field. That's interesting. God awful uniform those Battle Grays were. Lawrence checking in from the big city of Woodruff, South Carolina, home of the Wolverines. A lot of listeners from Woodruff. Dirty says, who thinks South Carolina will put more than 14 against the number 3D? Are they number 3 in the? I don't think. Are they number 3 in total defense? Probably.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Maybe scoring defense. Maybe that's it. Because nobody scored that much at all. So,
no.
I mean, Ole Miss did pretty well, but I know if I say that, the minute I say Ole Miss did pretty well with a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah, when it comes to like,
they're going to go,
that's
Lane Kiffin and that's Mike Shula,
Yeah, average points they've given up. It's just like, I think back to the Texas A&M game last year. But Texas A&M rolled in there, not giving up any more than 22 points to anybody. 24. Or 24 or whatever. And then Carolina put 40 on them.
Scoring's hard in Baton Rouge. I'll take any kind of touchdowns they could get.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't necessarily think they need defense. And there's some plays too, guys. Like, okay, I'll use a Kentucky example. Last week, Macklin beats Miles Norwood on a go route, and he's in. All it takes is a good throw, and the kid overshot it. You got to convert on plays like that because inevitably there'll be opportunities there. There are in every game. You just got to make sure you do it. So that's the deal there. All right. The saddest part of our show.
It is.
Craig liked the battle. Craig Young, not our boy Krager. Krager's not. I haven't seen Krager today.
No. Likes
the Battle Grays. I didn't mind them. I was at that game. They look good on the field, but that's the only time Carolina's really worn gray or anything like that. Canopy says, it says we are wearing white helmets, black jerseys, white pants. Is that correct for tonight? I like those uniforms. I don't know where we're seeing that. Others have said black, black, black.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was the combo last year. So, but for the game at home. So we'll see. Harrison says Beamer's 3-2 off the bye week. Yeah. So the one bad one off the bye week was Ole Miss last year, where things just did not go well. But the rest of those, I mean, even UF in 2023, like I said, the defense disappointed them, but they had big issues blocking and they went out and blocked. So for those that want a fixing of the offense, maybe there's some hope there. Walter says he hadn't seen a possum on the road since Arby's released the steak nuggets. Yeah, yes, he said Canopy said Google lies though, so we'll see what happens. All right, injury report. Let's roll.
Injury. He's got a shoulder, hip, or knee. So we will see what's up with these injuries. Will we have a healthy team? Did Coach play coy and it's just a dream? Who will see the field today? Who is gonna play?
Oh, it's not so sad looking today. There's only 3 folks out for Carolina. Of course, we all knew that earlier in the week. Marquis Anderson, Nolan Hay, Kason Henry. Unfortunately, all from the same position group on O-line.
Yes.
So we'll see. But hey, listen, you've built all this depth through recruiting and transfers over the past 2 years at this position. It is time for 5 guys to come together, gel, and do well.
Yeah, and this doesn't, outside of Kaysen and even if Kaysen was like 80%, I think you still go with Shivers or Tree over there because those guys have been playing by comparison well. Yeah. And I went back and watched the big bad 9-minute drive, and I was like, that's still, and a lot of that was Lenore's just getting out of the pocket and make people miss. But you got to stay healthy up front in game. because you want to know a disaster scenario that could be if you start, especially on the interior.
Yeah.
I mean, you at least have, if you start Josiah Thompson, you at least have Shivers that can back up at either spot. If you start Shivers, you got Josiah that can back up at left and Tree can go to right. Center, I guess you're going back to Boaz Stanley.
You're gonna have to put
If
Stanley
something
back
happens to Newsome. Guard, one would be Stanley, one would be Nick Sharp, I'm assuming, who has not played a whole lot this year, but he has played a lot of football. So maybe he gets in and does well. LSU's backup defensive end, Gabe Reelford, is out. Starting offensive guard, Paul Mabinga, is out. Aaron Anderson on this report's listed as questionable, but he is doubtful.
Oh, really?
And he has a knee. He has a knee. He has a knee.
He's got a knee.
He's got a knee. So,
And of course, Nussmeier hasn't appeared on any of these, which is funny. Although everybody's like, he's hurt. Well,
That's
he
very-
ain't that bad hurt.
it's either like a crazy rumor. And look, John Strickland and Jamie Bradford have researched this and talked to people. I've heard it from LSU people. I mean, behind the scenes at LSU, that's the word.
Yeah, he ain't right.
But
He's got a core.
he's got a core.
He's got a core.
I don't think he did any planks or Pilates this way. Maybe he did.
I don't know. Maybe that is what he needed.
We'll see how he looks. I mean, I think regardless, against LSU's offensive line, which obviously will have a new starter in there with Mabinga being out.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is he a starter?
He is starting left guard. They have a freshman that they really like, Phil.
Oh, yeah, I remember that from earlier.
They've been there.
Yeah.
He's kind of like their, Carolina has players sometimes. I hope, get him in the lineup, but they really like him. Carius Kearney, or Kearney, Arkansas boy from Hughes, Arkansas. You want to know why Arkansas is not winning? It's because some of their players leave the state. They don't have very many. But Dirty says if Aaron Anderson doesn't play, that lowers the odds of an LSU win. Probably. I'd still call him the favorite. But, Barry and Brown has done jack squat against Carolina when he was at Kentucky. So I'm sitting there thinking about, scenarios. One of the worst case scenarios is he just goes off. A player that when he was in blue and white, you stopped him. I mean, you always worry about him, but you stopped him pretty frequently. And then there was another kind of weird question I had. Jordan Dingle or Barry Brown, who impacts the game more with the leftover pieces of the Kentucky pass game from last year?
Which former Wildcat?
Former Wildcat. So I don't know. Quantrell says, do you think Judge is starting or rotating in? I would guess rotating in because he was questionable earlier this week. Maybe that's a smoke screen. I don't know. He had a great game against LSU last year. I know the whole secondary did give up some catches. Don't get me wrong, but LSU likes to run on the perimeter, and Judge Collier, with sometimes perimeter tackling has been good, not great, but Judge Collier is great at that. So I hope he plays a bunch and all that. And I will expect, LSU's Brown's not very big. Xavier Thomas is another one to look out for. He's a big play guy. He's not all that big. Brown's bigger than him. Nick Anderson, who came in from Oklahoma, is a bigger receiver and has some potential as well. They got good receivers. Don't get me wrong. If Nussmeier's on, Carolina's going to have to cover and get pressure and all that good stuff. Meredith checks in, go Gamecocks. Big says game-winning rushing touchdown in the final minutes by Sellers. All right, get your petty, insignificant, small hats on, because after this only break of the tailgate show, we're going to come back with our superstitions, and then have one big final key and wrap it up. Dirty says Caden Durham is scheduled to play. Yes, he is scheduled to play. 11 carries, 98 yards for them last year. Running behind a good offensive line and running with an offense that was lethal in the passing game, I might add. They got Carolina with the draw play a couple of times like that, but he is playing, and I'm curious to see how much that makes a difference for their run game. He had a good game against Florida. He's done some good things this year. I think he's a good back. So we'll see. All right, taking a break. We'll be back. Small thing, big thing, wrap it up.
Mike here for one of the better dining options in the capital city. You know, when I first moved there, I asked people around the radio station, where are the best wings? Well, the consensus was D's Wings. That was then. Today, they still have the best wings, but it's so much more. Now in their new location at 415 Meeting Street in West Columbia, yeah, they get voted the best wings on a routine basis. Yes, they get voted the best sports bar on a routine basis, but they're not just about wings, and really, they're not just a sports bar. It is a family-run local restaurant and bar with 20 TVs and 25 beers on tap. And how about these daily specials? Every Monday night at D's, you've got 75-cent wings from 4 until closing. Tacos on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, 18 wings and a pitcher of beer for $29. You've also got ribs and oyster bucket specials on Thursday. And no matter how big the party is, 20 or more, no problem. Just call ahead of time and they'll take terrific care of you. They'll do takeout as well. And guess what? A human will answer the phone and take the order. Billy and his staff do an outstanding job. Check out D's 415 Meeting Street in West Columbia.
Hi, I'm Joel Lurie. If you're turning 65 this year or retiring soon, you probably have questions about Medicare. How do I enroll in Medicare? When do I need to enroll? And what plan fits my needs and budget?
Why use an out-of-state call center when you can work with a local agency?
At Lurie Life and Health, we'll research your doctors and prescription drugs, and we'll help you find the plan that meets your needs and budget.
Lurie Life and Health. Our service is at no cost. Call Lurie Life and Health in Columbia, 803-256-2067.
Morning, Carl. Usual?
Yeah.
Your oldest was in here the other day. Said the two of you took a trip down to my neck of the woods. How'd that go?
You might as well give me one of those Carolina cars while you're at it.
I knew I liked that one.
Yeah.
There you go, my friend.
Thanks.
Hey, Carl. Congratulations.
See you tomorrow, Freddie.
You bet.
I hope our jerseys aren't too loose and cocky turns to the east from the cockaboose. Hope the mini mart has that lucky German beer, and on TV they show 2001 and our elite pregame atmosphere. These things really might seem sort of petty. Damn it, they're the things that get me ready. One small thing helps me feel good about the game. One small thing, not the game plan, heat or rain. I have to go and wash my lucky socks before I can feel good about the Cocks. One small thing helps me feel good about the game. One small thing, not the game plan, heat or rain.
All right, everybody, the Tailgate Show rolls on with our One Small Thing segment. What's the most petty thing you can think of that will help the Gamecocks win tonight? And I've been wrestling with this one, JC. I'm not necessarily keyed in on what a small thing is today, other than, I don't know. I feel compelled to drink. No, that sounds terrible. I feel compelled to drink. I do not. should have kept that going. I feel compelled to switch up what I'm drinking. Right? I don't know. I just feel like maybe liquor is more in order. Not that I'd be, sloshy or whatever, but pace myself obviously responsibly. I am at home, but I will have 8 teenagers in my house, so I have to bear that in mind. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just maybe I'll wear my black Gamecock socks. That's what I'll do. I'll
Lucky
go.
sock.
I will see if we can't turn a pair of socks into a lucky pair of socks. I swear, if they win, I will put them on every week. But I will wash them. What's your small thing to do?
I don't know. I'm ticked off this idiot going after Bill Gunner on our site. I'm like, yeah, look, nobody cares if you like Bill Gunner or you like me or you don't. It's everybody has different opinions about radio, audio shows, YouTube, whatever. Some people like fish. Some people like chicken. Some people like spaghetti. Some people, are attracted to blondes or brunettes. It just doesn't matter. And so your opinion about, somebody that's my friend, quite frankly, doesn't belong on my site. So, anyway, I should have done that. I'm sorry I got distracted. That's a different medium. But my wife chimes in on schedule. Happy Saturday, everyone. Sorry about the dog. He's extra douchey today. Yeah, Red's been excited. I think he's fired up about this game.
He's good.
By the way, Tony Morell on our site did pick the Gamecocks to win 27-23. So it wasn't an all big spur picking LSU. It said to Travian, make the trip. Nah, he's not back yet. Jordan Dove's done a good job, though. Cam says 20 years since our last win over LSU. It's actually been 31. It's only happened once. 1994, I was a senior in high school. Tannehill.
Yeah, Carolina's only beaten LSU twice, right? And one of those was in 1933.
30s, yeah.
Before Williams-Brice even existed.
The Gamecocks are 1-8-1. It was kind of weird. It got off to a Carolina won down there. And then the next year, the LSU was not very good.
No.
I think 95 was DiNardo's first year at LSU, and Carolina had a big lead in Columbia at Williams-Brice and looked like they were going to win. And LSU came back. In those days, there's no overtime. LSU tied it, so it was a tie. So Tannehill actually never lost to LSU as a starting quarterback at South Carolina. But of all the teams in the league, take Texas and Oklahoma out of it. Carolina's only played Texas once. That was in the 50s, and Oklahoma, of course, last year, 2-0 against those teams.
That's right.
There's only one other team out of the 14 other ones that Carolina has not beaten at least twice, and that's LSU.
Yep.
Now, Beamer faced a couple of, there was a couple of games, teams like that. Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn.
In 2021, Carolina had just beaten them for the first time in 2020. And then Beamer beat them. So it's 2 wins over Auburn. Texas A&M, Carolina had never beaten. And so Beamer's beaten them twice. Carolina had beaten Clemson in a long time. Carolina beaten them twice. Beamer is 2-0 in stadiums called Death Valley. So
let's hope that holds.
Mr. Boogie says Fuller has a breakout game today. Oh, Tyler, my father passed away last month. He was 46 and loved the Gamecocks. Got to beat LSU for my pops. 46. You have a dad that was 2 years younger than me.
Wow.
I'm so sorry, Tyler.
I hate to hear that, Tyler. It's all
my dad passed away in 95, which would have been, at that point, Carolina was undefeated against LSU. So you never get over it, especially that young. I'm so sorry, Tyler.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers. My one small thing today is I'm going to intentionally spend more time with my wife during the game. I always have to get up and go to the bathroom and go outside, and sometimes I'll take a text or call. We were talking, and with the stepson starting and then not starting, having issues with his football. She hadn't really gotten into college football. So today we're going to get into college football a little more. Now we're really looking forward to next week. The night Phil, I'm getting old. Or maybe last year spoiled me in a lot of ways. Maybe it's just because Carolina was winning and a lot of those games kicked off at noon, right?
Right. Yeah. We can just get on with our lives.
I'm up there for breakfast, standing at attention, got the rest of the day. I'm looking forward to next week because it is early,
Yes, I know.
You get up, get this done, and rock and roll. Harrison says Lenore Sellers has his best game. That's some people believe that. There's a lot of confidence. On the part of the Gamecocks, but there's a lot of confidence going to Missouri too. I'll tell you this, my confidence about Carolina being able to play well on defense because of LSU's offensive scheme and Carolina's offensive scheme. And Missouri's offensive scheme. We knew going into that one that Carolina's defense under Clayton White's had trouble stopping the run against Missouri, and they did not stop it this year.
No.
Now, they were in better position. Ahmad Hardy had to do a lot of it himself, which is going to be interesting to see if he can do that against Bama. He was a zero, wasn't even rated coming out of high school.
Yeah, I mean, again, listen, that not weird for football, right? Just it is. There's just so many places that people don't get to to look at these players that can just pop.
It's like if you're like 500 pounds,
Yeah.
and hopefully I'm not one. I don't get there one day. I'm taking some steps to make sure I'm not lifted out with a crane. But
Got a hole in the house.
There's probably some spots on your body, that you just, that's a lot, Let's not even use humans. That's ugly. Let's use elephants.
Cats.
Washington
I'm looking at an extremely obese cat here.
Or a big fat Shar-Pei dog because he's got all those wrinkles. You don't.
Right.
You can't wash all of that.
No,
it's like finding football players. You can't wash all of that. Yeah. So anyway, certainly have enjoyed the tailgate show. I love doing this. This is my favorite show. It's quick, it's fast moving. We get to sing along, all that good stuff. Garnet Lovejoy says, "Don't wash the lucky socks." Yeah, I when I wrote those lyrics, I have to go and wash my lucky socks.
Well, maybe it was after a loss.
Maybe,
you got to wash it away.
I'll kind of start because you don't wash your lucky. I mean, I don't know.
Well, see, I'll color coordinate with whatever the primary is on the uniform today. So, because I have a pair of white, I have a pair of garnet, and I have a pair of black Gamecock socks. So,
my whole thing is
use accordingly.
Yeah. So, all right, let's crank up the one big thing and get on out.
Yeah, man.
It's time, get real, JC, and feel. One big thing about today's Carolina game. One big thing, some of them are all the same.
All right, wrapping things up. What do we think are the one big thing that we need to do to get a win? Carolina needs to do rather to get a win. Here's mine, JC. You got to be fast on the outside and strong in the middle. And I think that holds on both sides of the ball for me. Fast on the edge, strong up the middle. Works. You got to be strong up the middle to run the ball on the offensive side. Nice and fast, which we know we've got speedy perimeter receivers. The receivers on the perimeter. Then when you look at the other side on defense, you are going to be tested in this secondary. So you are going to have to be right there in stride with these guys. These are good receivers for LSU, regardless of who's under center. And if it is Nussmeier and he's healthy, then it's going to put even more strain on it. But be fast, play sound, be strong up the middle. Because here's the thing. Everybody's expecting the edges, right? Brian Thomas has had his game. JT Gear has flashed. We all know what Dylan Stewart brings to the table. Right in the middle there is where they could potentially be had. They got a freshman potentially starting as left guard. So take advantage of it. Like to see Big 99 knock that kid on his butt, or Georgia shove him right back into Nussmeier. Because here's the thing. Nussmeier is a pro level prospect. So he has it in his brain. He will step up and deliver in the pocket. You have to take that away by putting a man where he would normally be sitting. So fast on the outside, strong up the middle.
All right. For me, attack. Attack with your defensive line like you did Kentucky last week. This is not an offensive line that is without issues. In fact, I don't know that performance-wise, they're not all that dissimilar to Kentucky up front. They're probably more athletic. Kentucky was big, but not athletic. And then a tackle with offense, man. And you're probably not going to go right at this defense and do a lot, but if they send pressure and stuff, they're going to try to bring the fight to you. So you go attack the green space. Attack the green space. That sounds like I'm an anti-environmentalist. Like you take a blowtorch to like green space at a park or something. Here's what I think about your green space.
Yeah, that Greta girl's going to show up at your doorstep, JC. You better be careful.
How dare you? How dare you? She's not aged well, by the way.
No, I think she's gotten off of climate change and is going now to human rights. So you're probably okay.
Whatever. Never mind. One thing I was going to say yesterday when we were talking about offensive line communication and a thing, and it's kind of funny to me, and we'll leave you with this. It's funny to me how offensive line growing up, we used to just think of like getting out there, kicking ass, taking names, being physical, being a dirt bag, like John Strickland says, and all that. But as things have evolved, and maybe it's always been like this, you almost have elements of theater and theatrical performance, which is weird for football because to work in sync like that, it's like a ballet, Phil, or a dance number, right? And then you start talking, and I got this idea because I watched this clip of Oregon's offensive line replaced 4 starters last year, went into Penn State, and Coach Dan Casey was showing the communication with hand signals. It was like they were like signaling to each other, and it looked like a mime performance of a mime. So offensive line, do your ballet and your mime.
That's right.
Maybe that works.
Do your ballet and your mime.
I hate mimes, guy.
Hey, man, it's
That stupid mime. Oh.
Hey, Doc, it's all right to be late, man. We still love you.
Go, my wife said, "Go Cacks."
Yeah.
Caw.
Go.
Wow. Keep getting hits on us, Miss Boogie says. Matt says, "Morning, fellas, go Gamecocks." Yep.
Yeah, man.
Got in right at the end, Matt. Got to listen to from the beginning. Don't forget, this is going to be a podcast version here in a little bit. We'll stick it up there. And next week, Tailgate Show will not be on podcast because we're going to get done and then kickoffs in an hour. Nobody's going to listen. But, we'll put these up as long as there's space. For the Mad Dog, JC Sherbert. No Rooster Rant tomorrow night, but plenty of other good stuff as we hopefully will be celebrating a positive outcome this weekend. If not, we'll still be here. Still got a top 5 team in Oklahoma coming in the next week. So it never ends. So,
It never ends.
So we'll see. We'll see there. Justin from Before Friday checks in, gives a prediction 27-23 Gamecocks. Meredith said earlier too, she just hopes the refs don't decide this game. Chances are they're going to do something that impacts it.
Oh yeah, this way, yeah. You just
every game this year.
you
They
gotta
gave
play through.
Oklahoma a touchdown, and the Oklahoma won by a touchdown.
They just gifted it to them.
And then like the SEC, Sankey, so sorry. We're sorry. Sorry. You know.
Oops.
You ever seen that South Park with the cable company?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
touching his nipples and he's like,
Yes, that's
so sorry. Sorry.
That is the league officiating office.
That's it.
That is
Sorry.
precisely what's going on. down there.
Our bad.
Sorry.
Anyway. All right, Phil. Have a great day. Have a great day, Gamecock
Yeah.
Nation. This has been the Tailgate Show with JC Sherbert and the Mad Dog. We'll see you soon. Have a good day, folks. Remember, this is number 6. So there are only 6 left after this. No time like the present to get things rolling. And a shout out to Tiffany, who was fashionably late today.
It's all right. Fashionably.
No problem, Tiffany. We love you, and we hope things are better outcome wise tonight. All right, folks. Talk to you soon. See you.